Hello, everyone. This is Marius pitching an idea for a flexible and scalable blockchain network for the airline industry. I will briefly cover the current problems with airline reward programs. Then I will dive into the current problem with airports and airlines together. Afterwards, I will dive into my value proposition and network to solve some of these problems. I am proposing a connected IT infrastructure, fostering the sharing of information in a secure and meaningful way to take the entire industry into the future. This is advantageous because it cuts down on wait times for passengers, eliminates wait time on tarmacs, cuts waste, and drastically improves efficiency. I am not an airline industry expert, but I am passionate about blockchain technology. I am suggesting a connected system that I hope industry experts can use to make giant efficiency gains and offer new services to passengers to reinvent the way people travel. Building the interstate highway system was not sexy, but by doing so, we can provide services like two-day shipping or same-day shipping, and there's value in that. Blockchain will provide the same value efficiency increases for IT infrastructure. Airline reward programs currently primarily cater to a small set of passengers, the frequent flyer, the loyal customer who will fly a particular airline because they have tons of airline points. This is a dependable returning customer. You have their business, but how do you break into other markets, bring in new flyers, create new revenue streams? On the other side, there are customers which pick an airline blindly regardless of their reward program and regardless of their offerings, and buy tickets only based on price because the reward program does not cater to them. This is 70% of the flying population. Wouldn't it be nice to have this population be loyal as well? Flying today is not the luxury that it was once marketed to be. And this isn't because of the constant battle to keep customers happy. It is because flying is just as stressful as it always has been. The current process of flying is stressful. It is recommended you are at the airport 2 hours prior to flight's boarding due to multiple lines and check-ins. At the same time, you are carrying all your belongings with you. Why isn't flying as accessible as taking a train? I think it can be. Let's paint a picture. Sarah is excited to fly to Germany next week. She signed up for our airline's reward program and it was a breeze to do so. She doesn't fly much, but she has 1,000 air coins to spend for her next flight. Thanks to the wonderful offerings her airline reward program has, she has no trouble finding things to purchase. She needs a neck pillow for her long flight from JFK, and in her app has listings of stores which accept air coins at the airport. But she is most interested in Neck Pillows Depot, which is next to her gate. A new neck pillow costs 500 air coins, and she is happy to pay it now and pick up while she is shopping at her gate. Browsing all the information her reward program app provides, she notices there is a listing of all the drink service times, as well as food service times. She notices drinks will be dispersed a total of 10 times throughout her flight. She likes drinking water during the day and tea before bed. She inputs her choices into the app and decides to spend an extra 100 air coins for a mixed drink before bed to make sure she sleeps well on her flight. At this time, Sarah also chooses her dinner. She will be driving from out of town and she knows she will be tired and hungry when she boards. She chooses to pick the steak dinner for 400 air coins as her first meal and chooses the bacon, egg, and cheese for 300 air coins with an espresso for 100 air coins for breakfast. She is thrilled and excited for her trip and surprised how easy it was to personalize to her needs. Sarah arrives at the airport and realizes there is an offer for real-time luggage tracking for 100 air coins. She wants to make sure her luggage gets to her when she arrives, and this information is valuable to her. She checks her bag at the kiosk, dispensing an RFID tag which will track her luggage as it is relocated and is credited 100 air coins. Sarah makes her way to the automated security screening area and scans her ID and mobile boarding pass. Everything goes well and she is through. Sarah has just enough time to explore the airport shops and pick up her neck pillow. She naturally goes to her gate first with her carry-on luggage. She notices the airport offers a locker for 50 air coins to store her carry-on luggage so she can shop freely. Putting her bag in the locker, she goes to Neck Pillow Depot, picks up her chosen neck pillow, and buys a pair of earplugs and sleep mask for the flight for an additional 150 air coins. Sarah continues to window shop. Losing track of time, her phone rings and she notices that her time to board is in 10 minutes. She walks back to her gate, picks up her luggage from her locker, says hello to the stewardess, and shows her boarding pass. Thrilled that there are no lines, Sarah makes it to her seat in no time and no hassle. In this scenario, Sarah spends a total of 1,300 air coins on her trip. Remember that she only had 1,000 to spend from the airline points. She was credited an additional 300 air coins for her spending. When Sarah's plane arrives, it is now tomorrow. After some time, she receives a notification from her credit card company that she was charged by her airline for credited air coin purchases throughout the travels. She arrives well rested, well fed, and very happy about her personalized flying experience. We have a couple of advantages in this system. By knowing what Sarah will need prior to her boarding, we can bring only what we need on the flight. Knowing what Sarah ordered this flight, we can further personalize her future flights and other customers' experiences. We can create a new way of connecting and interacting with both flyers and our business partners. Currently, there's a lot of rigidity in the way flying occurs. My goal is to put in place a system that makes flying safe, enjoyable, and as quick as taking a train to your destination without sacrifices. Airlines already provide mobile apps, but besides the current flight's departure, looking at future flights, our flight's gate, and electronic boarding passes, these apps do not offer much utility past that and end up becoming yet another icon on a user's phone. 2 weeks ago, I signed up for your reward program as research, and I've already lost access to my account. I've forgotten my airline ID and reward number, and I'm not positive what my password is. If a customer is on your next flight, they should feel the necessity to have your app because of the utility and insight it provides to them. Building a network that offers this utility and usefulness doesn't have to be difficult. Let's dive into the network infrastructure and see how this can become a reality. AWS Cognito offers a crucial key piece of connectivity to the passenger's social media profile. I can assure you a passenger's Facebook account as password is more secure than their airline reward program account, and they remember this password. What is more crucial is that a passenger's information is already here and we just retrieve it for them. We can use this to remove the hurdle of creating and signing up for yet another account that the passenger will lose access to. Flying should be a social experience, not a sit and wait experience. For this network, I've chosen to use the Node.js runtime environment. Node offers a robust set of libraries and code making development quick, reliable, and secure for blockchain as well as the token economy. Our blockchain of choice is Hyperledger. Hyperledger offers a large and committed community of developers coupled with industry-leading investment leading to the success of the project. For tokenization, I have chosen to work with the Stellar network. Stellar also provides a robust community of developers coupled with both industry as well as public investment. Stellar, most importantly, offers an extremely flexible ledger system coupled with simple and effective to consume APIs. Through this, we can create a token while maintaining a secure ledger with very little overhead on our end. As a proof of concept, I've created a coin called Aircoin. Currently, there are 1 million Aircoins in circulation and anyone can purchase these coins. This is the Stellar network. I have my Aircoin as a test with no icon, and then some test offers that I have put in for Aircoins. I have not released these coins as this is just a demonstration. The 1 million Aircoin was a choice made by me. These rules are flexible. It is beyond the scope of this video to get into token economics, but this is certainly a conversation to have in the future. We can have a token with, let's say, 2% annual inflation rate. We can also have unlimited tokens. We're in full control of these tokens, but everyone using these tokens is aware of the rules, and this is very important for pricing. There are no surprises. Aircoin is a cryptocurrency that we control for all intensive purposes. For this demo, I have chosen MongoDB as the database of choice. Common misconception is once you have blockchain, everything is saved on the blockchain. This is a misunderstanding of the technology. Application databases are still desirable for traditional data structures. This is also proven technology and just cheaper to host overall. What makes this system more advantageous than traditional reward programs is the flexibility and how easy we can move value around. It is easier to trade and provide value on these tokens. The market knows and understands that there are 1 million Aircoins in circulation, so there is a limited supply. The networks and APIs are easy to consume for our business partners. The transaction flow is easier to follow. Simply put, it's just easier to transact with a system like this in a traditional reward program. It was built for this. It was built for transactions. It was built for this. I will show you a boarding pass of a recent flight I presented to TSA along with my ID. This is my boarding pass of a recent flight with the 2 barcodes on it, which seem to be the same. There is some information like my name, some flight information and other details which do not are understood by me. My question is the TSA connected to this airline's database to verify that this is a valid boarding pass? I have not been able to find any information on this anywhere, but this is a huge flaw and security risk if these 2 systems are not connected. Having a central repository in Hyperledger for boarding passes where airlines and airport security can access relevant information can transform air travel. We can implement this system and start thinking about an automated airport security system, vastly improving air travel efficiency. We can eliminate the 2-hour prior to boarding requirement. If we look at this flow diagram, we can see that Sarah can access her boarding pass through her mobile app, show it to the TSA agent with her ID, and then the TSA agent can also go into a trusted repository to make sure that this is a valid boarding pass, and if so, to let Sarah through onto her gate. Hyperledger provides a great central repository for any industry, but especially air travel. We have multiple partners communicating and working together, needing to share information. Hyperledger can facilitate that information flow while still providing security, providing real-time notification services if you belong to a channel. For example, when a ticket is purchased, naturally the airline is aware of this. But we can also notify the airport of this purchase, as well as our business partners and vendors which provide services to us and the passenger of this purchase as well. Channels are literally blockchain ledgers. If you notice the red ledger, despite having other parties in this network, since the airline and airport belong to the red ledger, only they will receive information relevant to that ledger. Belonging to a channel means you maintain a copy of that blockchain. If you notice the green channel, which all parties belong to this channel. This is information all parties need to consume and act upon. So they are all notified in real time of a transaction that a transaction happens on this channel. On top of a channel sit smart contracts or applications. For the green channel, we can write a smart contract which interacts with all the parties involved current systems. For the red channel, we can write an app that interacts with the airlines and airports' current systems and not notify other parties, offering a robust, secure, and connected IT infrastructure. We are not seeking to uproot, rewrite, and recode existing IT infrastructure. We are talking about connecting existing infrastructure to facilitate the sharing of information across multiple interested business partners, reducing lead times, increasing efficiency, and making faster and more accurate business decisions. Let's take a look at a demo. This network diagram is put in practice through a simple demo. The only missing piece is the AWS services. The Hyperledger node exists with a boarding pass smart contract application. We are connected to the Stellar test network for token exchanges, and we have a MongoDB instances for data store. Let's create Sarah in our network. We will create the new passenger, and doing so we can see which networks we are interacting with. We will need to get tokens from the Stellar network as well as save our user in our database locally. In this example, every new passenger is given 10,000 coins. Now we can purchase a ticket with this reward program. Before doing so, let's take a look at Sarah's data. So this is Sarah. This is her address. She has no trips currently, but she does have a reward program. And this is the public key for that reward program, as well as the private key and her balance. You know this is a test environment because we are sharing the private key. Normally this would be behind closed doors. Let's also take a look at the Stellar network. This is Sarah's ID on this network, and what we are most concerned about is the balance. So if we go into the balance section, we can see that Sarah has a balance of 10,000 coins within this network. We have created Sarah. Now let's purchase a ticket. Purchasing a ticket requires more steps. We'll put that passenger's data from our database, create the boarding pass in Hyperledger, and finally interact with the Stellar network to exchange air coins for a ticket and then save that information on our database. Let's check in some luggage for Sarah. Checking in luggage is always cumbersome. We can build a process which is not. We can have drop-off stations and secure luggage check-in dispersed throughout the airport. The most natural place for luggage check-in is in a parking garage. It is the closest location from your car and the airport. This can be a service provided for a fee, possibly. These are small value propositions that are valuable to passengers. The current free structure of charging for luggage, charging for overhead space, or charging for what once were complimentary is price gouging. Even if your airline does not partake in these practices, it hurts the image of the industry as a whole, and it does not have to. Let's go back to food and purchase some food for Sarah. So let's buy that steak for Sarah. Buying food and beverages is also cumbersome on an airplane. You're in tight quarters and your wallet may even be in the overhead compartment. Through the system, it is simple. We can do everything through a mobile app and be charged at a later date. Giving the passenger the decision to tell us what they want prior gives the airline the ability to bring on board only what is needed. Let's also buy the chicken pasta for Sarah as well. Let's take a look at the raw data of what we produced through these transactions. In our app, we are keeping track of the reward program details for Sarah, a unique ID, and the traveler's trips. So here Sarah has one trip to CGN. And we can drill deeper and see what type of food Sarah has also purchased. She's purchasing the steak and the chicken pasta. And then we can also see the traveler's luggage as well. So Sarah has one bag weighing about 50 pounds, and she has the real-time tracking for her as well. In the Stellar Ledger system, we have much more information. But what we are concerned about, again, is our balance. Sarah made some purchases, so her balance naturally decreased, and the airline balance naturally increased. We are also concerned about our transactions. Let's see how many transactions Sarah has. So this is our initial account creation transaction. There is no memo here. But this is Sarah purchasing her ticket. This is Sarah being charged for her real-time luggage tracking. This is Sarah purchasing her food. And this is Sarah also purchasing her second set of food. We can also continue drill even deeper into this if we are interested in seeing maybe the effects of this transaction. Let's see what this looks like. So here we have the information from this transaction in a much more granular account. So we see that there was 100 coins credited to this account. And then we can take a look further to say that there was 100 coins debited from this account. So if a transaction is more complex, we can directly see which account was credited and debited. And again, this is all taken care for us. We don't have to keep track of anything. This ledger system does all of this for us. Let's see what we have in the Hyperledger system. In the Hyperledger, we have the traveler's boarding pass data, which is accessible to the security agent, as well as the airline and anyone else who may have an interest for this boarding pass information. We are also keeping track of the traveler's luggage. This is because both the airline and the airport have a vested interest in sharing information on where this passenger's luggage is throughout the trip. So here we have the three systems as they are working together within this network diagram. In conclusion, we have covered a lot, and I thank you for taking the time to view the presentation. I hope I have provided an educational experience as well as a foundation on blockchain technology and how it may affect your business and your industry. This technology is about fostering business relationships and information sharing. We can improve the efficiency of checking in passengers to cut down on airlines, security lines, but we can also increase other efficiencies in the industry as a whole by having a more complete and more concrete and more interconnected IT infrastructure. Thanks again.